registrants at the summit, so we're very pleased to have the mayor speaking there. This is a small musical group, very, very interesting and emblematic of the kind of cooperation that can occur among people with different backgrounds and different perspectives. So this is a little orchestra composed of Israelis and Palestinians. So very interesting that they've come together in a collaborative effort, and they play venues around the world as a testament to their collaboration. And so this was a neat opportunity for us to send that signal of collaboration that, for our purposes, focuses on partnering between governments, businesses, NGOs, and others. So that's why we had them on hand. Right, there's the governor and Ann Thompson. This was the moderation of the live video conversation with David Cameron, and they had a great chemistry in that video conversation, which went on for 20 or 30 minutes. And the overall things went very, very smoothly with the summit, but the video feed with Cameron was the nail biter. Because we had some technology in place that we'd tested for 2 weeks and it wasn't quite working up to snuff, and so we decided 48 hours before the event we swapped out that technology and brought in a satellite truck. So we were all backstage biting our nails hoping that the satellite feed would work, and it did work. And so this was really neat. It was a great opportunity for the Prime Minister to talk about what is being done in the United Kingdom in terms of clean energy and environmental sustainability. So we were very fortunate to have him. Julia mentioned the stage. The stage did look a little bit like the United Nations, so there were flags all around, and I think this was one of our security gentlemen. There were lots of security there, as you can imagine. So, and this is the governor signing the R20, and this lady is a representative of a governor of a province in the Philippines. So we really did have great international representation. And there is the sort of final picture of the signing group for R20. So again, very much consistent with what the mayor is doing here for the city of Sacramento and in our region. So close alignment between the R20 and what the mayor is doing here. Okay, I think that's all the photos. Just wanted to share those with you, and again, just say how happy we were to have you all participating with us, and reiterate the commitment that UC Davis has to partnering with all of you and to creating and growing companies in the clean tech sector and really creating jobs, because what we're about is creating economic prosperity and job creation. And if we want to advance social justice, we're going to have to succeed in creating high-paying, high-quality jobs, and that's going to benefit all of us. So thanks so much for giving me a few minutes to tell you a little bit about the summit, and we look forward to all of you participating in events that UC Davis is doing in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean Corral. And he's been introduced before. I'm supposed to come up and introduce Mayor Johnson. So I'm just going to give a little commercial. It is an honor to work for you, sir. Those of you on the Roseville side over here know that I bleed green. And so it is an opportunity to not have to bleed, to show my greenness, to work for you. So please join me in welcoming Mayor Johnson.
Packed house. Thank you all for coming. I'm excited. Let me start by just thanking some of the folks who spoke before. I want to thank certainly Jared for your remarks. I mean, Jared is a big deal, and sorry, even though he lives in San Francisco, and you know, he's got a new appointment, and he's helped us understand that if we want a competitive advantage, we've got to figure out a way to work together across different federal government departments, EPA, Transportation, HUD, et cetera. So a while back, we did a Regional 9 summit. and Jared has been very helpful, and he had a million things to do, but he said he would sit on the Greenwise task force. So Jared, thank you very much. Let's give Jared another round of applause. By a show of hands, have you ever been out to Technicon's project? You know, I don't know how many adult field trips I would recommend, but this is worth it to go out there. They have some of the most advanced technologies, and you're getting folks before they commercialize it. So to see the way they're testing projects and key technologies is really amazing. So Bill, thank you, and thanks for the PowerPoint. Let's give Bill Walden a round of applause too. All right, we have sponsors, and the Metro Chamber. Metro Chamber is next door doing an event right after this one, and we're hoping that each event complements each other. But we had to raise money for this initiative. We raised dollars. I'm sure we've shown the sponsor list somewhere already. So again, I would be remiss if you guys did not just give our sponsors a quick round of applause too. All right, you guys want the good news or the bad news? By a show of hands, the bad news first. Hands down. Well, the hands keep coming up. Good news first? Like even. All right, here's the bad news. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s flight has got delayed. However, he is landing right now. So anybody who knows me, we start on time all the time. So the fact we started a little late, we were stalling a little bit. So I apologize, and we had Dean Corral come up and show a photo montage here. That was not part of the program. So Dean, thank you for pitch hitting on that. So the good news is he is landed, and he's on his way here. So as soon as he walks in, I'll do a really, really quick introduction. He'll come up, and I don't know if I should tell you all this. He was in Portland. He made a commitment to come to Sacramento, which is really good, but they had to fly through San Francisco to make it here, and there was a mechanical challenge. And part of if it would ideally worked out as he had hoped, he would have landed here about 10 o'clock this morning, went upstairs to the Hyatt, showered. Well, he's conserving water because now he won't be able to shower. He'll have to come straight in. So if he's looking a little disheveled, please bear with us. He didn't get a chance to freshen up, but we're thankful. So when he comes, we got to give this man a round of applause. I mean, really, where we stand up. Can you guys do that? Because when he gets up here, thank you, Mr. When you think about this gentleman and you think about this guy is the son of one of the greatest human beings ever in the United States of America with his father, and for him to be carrying the mantle of green and understanding how important it is, and then to make Sacramento a stop on his schedule is a big deal. So please, when he comes, we want to give him a standing ovation, even before he says a word. Can we do that? All right, cool. All right, so now I'm going to talk for 5 or 7 or 8 minutes, depending on, till I see him walk in the back of the door. All right, so I want to say this, that the Green Initiative has really been powerful for a lot of reasons. And you guys have heard me say this over and over and over again. We want Sacramento to be a leader. We want to transform Sacramento into the Emerald Valley, the greenest region in the country and a hub for clean technology. Now, that is big, it's audacious, it's bold, but it's not going to happen unless we work together in a really, really significant way. And one of the things I want to do is tell you about my last 2 weeks. I got a chance to do some fun things. So last week, I was in Utah where the Sundance Film Festival takes place. And Robert Redford invited about a dozen mayors from around the country and the superintendents. And the conference was titled Greening America's Schools. So you get Robert Redford there, mayors from around the country, superintendents, and we were well represented. You had the mayor, you had our superintendent of Sac City Schools, and our county superintendent, Dave Gordon. So we were all there, and then there was a host of other people, folks from the U.S. Green Building Council, the Architectural Foundation. You had a host of people there all talking about how we green our schools. Has anybody met Robert Redford? 3 people. So I must say that when he walked in, I was like a fan. I was just staring at him. And he's like, thinking, this is like The Natural, right? Did you guys watch? Like Butch Cassidy and his son, I mean, this is like the real deal. So after we got through all that, he said he was a big basketball fan, which was great. But nonetheless, I got his autograph and a photo. And if you don't believe me, I can. But what he was trying to do, which I thought was significant, he says that education is inextricably linked to our environment and to our economic development success. And you often, we say it, maybe groups in this audience say it, but what he wanted to do in this initiative, and where's Nicole at? Nicole, where you at? Who's running the PowerPoints? Lauren. Do you have what order do we have?
The schools.
Okay, so what I thought I'd do in a few minutes here is talk about some things that our previous speakers have talked about. So Van Jones talked about and talks about this notion of social justice. How you improve an environment, how you stimulate the economy with jobs, we know those two, but you've got to involve and include the least among us, and that's what social justice is really about. The person who runs Green for All, her name is Phaedra, and Phaedra is on our leadership team. And I met with her last week in Washington, D.C. as well. And what she said to me, which was really interesting, and this is a challenge to our community, and Jared certainly knows this, that if Sacramento wants to be a leader, you need to know what's happening in Washington before everybody else knows what's happening. You've got to call back there, you've got to get access, you've got to lobby. We've got to be in the first line of information that comes out of Washington. So that way we can plan accordingly and set ourselves up strategically. If we get the news a year later, then we're already going to be behind the curve. So that was number one. The second thing she said that if Sacramento's going to be a leader, you've got to make sure that the venture capital money, the big funds, are investing in the latest and the newest technologies in Sacramento. And if you don't do those two, you won't be able to produce the jobs that you want, and you can't do social justice because it's about jobs. That's what it's about at the end of the day. So that's an important point for us. So another point that Van Jones talks about in social justice, so Lauren, if you can show this first slide. So Robert Redford, Greening America's Schools. One of the things that he did here is he talked about, and he gave examples in Montgomery County, of this group of students here. They got a chance to design their own school. What does it mean to be green? What does a green school look like? What are the features of a green school? And this is a powerful picture in Montgomery County. So they got this award. It was an international award. Can we flip it? So you guys see this school. They designed a school that would have these kind of features, both inside, you see a beautiful buildings, energy efficient, and then outside where you take advantage of the landscape and so forth. Next slide. They designed a school in ways where, if you see at the bottom right, a summer house, an autumn house, a spring house, they included nature and all the features. They made it relevant, this building, really relevant. Everybody okay on that? Do we have any school like that in Sacramento? Not yet. Okay, we're working on it. So that was Montgomery County. In terms of social justice, think about this for a second. They also asked some children in Washington, D.C. to design their school, their dream school, to imagine what a green school looks like. So let's show the children. So these are the children. And what they wanted was a school building with windows. No,